Hello, this is Chris Pickard at Body Imbalance in Hertfordshire, and this is the final broadcast of June, which I have dedicated to educating about diabetes because we just had Diabetes Awareness Week. Now, last week I spoke about toxic diabetes. Now, this isn't just some new kind of diabetes. This is the realization that the science is showing that so many of today's diabetics are actually suffering from toxicity, chronic, low-level toxicity that's impairing the liver from functioning, and so you end up with diabetes. And this is why people can be exercising, they can be eating healthily, but they can still get diabetes. And this is why diabetes can be unresponsive to drugs because they just make things more toxic. So you add more drugs to have less of an effect. It also explains why a lot of diabetes can sometimes not change with the food advice, because you've got to be doing something to remove the toxins from the liver. So if you know someone who's diabetic and they're not having toxins looked at, in fact they're just having more toxins, more medication added in, then please share this video with them, or last week's video. Please get them to contact the clinic. Call us on 01707 662 704 because it's so important that we actually get to grips with this epidemic. So hello Sally, hello Vanessa, hello Kat. This week, however, is all about your allergies and diabetes. And so you don't have to have diabetes to get something from this, but you do have to have some allergies and you'll get some good information from here. Now, in the email I sent out earlier on today, I spoke about how certain food allergies cause a raise in cortisol, which is a steroid hormone, and then this actually blocks insulin, so you can become more insulin resistant, and then it can also raise blood sugar. So there are certain food allergies, and sometimes you won't have any clue about this at all, and it can be something that's actually would normally be really good for your blood sugar, but it's actually causing a change in your blood sugar even though it wouldn't normally, because it's causing an allergic reaction. I'm going to tell you how to test for this in a minute. So apart from just testing your blood sugar. So food allergies is one thing that can actually cause an upset in diabetes and cause you to need more medication or throw things out of control. But then there's other allergies like hay fever. Now, hay fever itself isn't necessarily directly linked to causing or people having more diabetes, but some of the medications can cause a big problem. And seeing as it's hay fever galore out there at the moment, I thought I'd talk about these. Now, normal antihistamines to lower the allergic reaction, they're not directly bad for diabetes. They are directly horrendous for the brain though. So that's one reason not to have antihistamines. But the drowsy kind of antihistamines, they can cause someone with diabetes to basically miss the fact that their blood sugar is falling. And so you've got to be careful. You've got to be careful with the antihistamines that make you drowsy if you've got diabetes, because it could mean that you maybe miss taking insulin or something like that if you're a type 1 diabetic. So you've got to be careful with antihistamines. But it's the main ones that are a real big problem is decongestants. Decongestant drugs to help you clear your nose, they wreak havoc on the system. They can increase blood sugar, they can increase blood pressure, they can increase your heart rate. So decongestants, especially if you're taking lots of them, can be horrendous for diabetes. They can be a disaster for diabetes. Then what you've got, steroids. Some people are on huge steroid doses for their allergies. And the thing is, steroids, as I just spoke about with food allergies, steroids, cortisol, raises blood sugar, blocks insulin. And so asthma, if you're using inhalers, it's chronic steroid use, that will increase diabetes, increase blood sugar problems. And in fact, any allergies where you're having to take either decongestants or steroid drugs, you've got to be careful with your blood sugar. So you can monitor your blood sugar more carefully. But the thing with foods, okay, is you can actually tell quite simply yourself, even without checking blood sugar. All you need is a stopwatch and some patience. What you need to do is just eat one food, take your pulse, eat some food, wait 15 minutes, take your pulse. If your pulse rate has gone up, it's probably that you've had a reaction to the food, as long as you haven't done anything else, like just done some exercise after eating. So the pulse test is really quite a simple way of telling whether the food you're eating is upsetting your metabolism in some way and could likely aggravate diabetes or bring on diabetes. So what can you do though to actually, if you've got allergies, to either remove the allergies? Yes, I'm going to tell you a possible way of removing allergies, but also to decrease your need for decongestants and steroids. Well, one of the most common things that is used by many people to help lower allergic reactions is nettles, stinging nettles. Stinging nettle leaf tea or stinging nettle you can get in pill form does on a lot of people have an effect on bringing down the histamine reaction and making you more resistant to your allergic responses. But generally, increasing the amounts of fruits and vegetables in your diet tends to increase antioxidants and also helps bring down allergies. But the first thing is really nettle tea. Drink lots and lots of nettle tea. The other thing is detoxify. Again, it so often comes back from toxins. If your liver is already stressed with toxins, it's going to also start changing the way your immune system works. Toxins change how your gut works, which changes the bacteria in your gut. And we know that the bacteria in your gut are what trains your immune system to either recognize itself or to attack things and to become autoimmune, and also can cause lots of allergies. So a lot of people find that if they detox or they do some proper gut cleansing and gut healing, they actually can get rid of their allergies. So that's allergy cure number one. Now, for specific things like itchy eyes and your nose, there's a couple of things that I've recently found. One is actually, it was originally made for gut health. It's something called Restore, but it now also comes with a nasal spray. We've run out of the nasal sprays, but a lot of my patients are finding that they're sneezing a lot less using the Restore and the nasal spray because it actually helps protect the mucous membranes inside your nose. And so it means they're reacting a lot less to the pollens, so they're sneezing a lot less. For the eyes, I really often recommend the use of something called a cold laser. So this is a cold laser, and I'm just going to put it on the setting for use on eyes. So there you go, you're all being lasered, woohoo. But this is actually safe to use on closed eyes, and I once used it on a patient who came in to me with really itchy eyes with hay fever, and I said, well, we can use this to bring down the inflammation around the eyes. It may make you feel a little bit less itchy. Not only did it make her feel better then, it actually had an effect for, I think it's coming up for about 10 years now. She hasn't had any eye itchiness at all in hay fever season. Now, I cannot promise that it's going to be a permanent cure for you, but it can be a great relief to a lot of people, and sometimes for a very long time. So cold laser therapy works great on itchy eyes. The Restore works great on the sneezing side of things. Detoxification, I've already spoke about, has a general effect on allergies. But then there's also stress. People, when they get stressed, their nervous system is much more on edge, and it also means their immune system is much more on edge. So doing things to actually decrease stress. And this is where another gadget comes in handy, which I've spoken about before, the brain tap. Yes, it's not about closing you off from reality. The brain tap has an amazing effect on bringing down stress. It affects the alpha and the beta brain waves, which then has an effect on your sympathetic and your parasympathetic nervous system, which will have an effect on your immune system and autoimmunity and allergies. So decreasing stress, some people have found it really has a great effect. Now, I once had hay fever, and to tell you the truth, I still get it a little bit, so my hay fever isn't cured unless I'm fully looking after this. It's called a spine. You might have one. You might be seeing me because of a spinal problem. But my hay fever is caused by irritation of some of the nerves that come out of this part of the spine here, so right down here, because some of these nerves go back up into the mucous membranes. And when my spine is fully functioning, and when I have regular chiropractic adjustments, my hay fever is completely zero. Now, this year, I missed an adjustment, and I had one day where I had some itchy eyes. So that was one day, whereas it was my parents, it was my mother who discovered that chiropractic was great for her hay fever. She has regular chiropractic throughout summer, and she needs far less drugs. But when I started getting hay fever, they just sent me straight to the chiropractor, and it really eased my hay fever for the rest of the summer when I was 16, I think, and then regularly since. It's been much, much better. And also cleaning my diet up later on in life helped even further. So there you have it. If you've got diabetes, then you really should look after your allergies. Maybe look at some of these other methods to maybe even eradicate the allergies. And who knows, if you're looking at actually eradicating your allergies through detoxification, it may even eradicate your diabetes as well. So please give us a call or look up your local functional healthcare provider who will actually look at your whole system holistically, who will look at your spine, the way you exercise, your lifestyle, detoxification, nutrition, because you owe it to yourself to live a long and healthy life, and you owe it to your family and your friends to live as a long and healthy life as possible. So thank you for watching, thank you for sharing, be well, live long and prosper. And next month, we're going to be talking about sports injuries and energy. So who wants more energy and who would like to do better at sports? Okay. Bye for now.